What is up, everybody? It's Grimmy. I hope you're all good, and this is a hilarious failed attempt at me doing some PvP. Now, the Horde literally do... I've never ever... I lie. I think I've won 2 games PvP as the Horde, and we do live up to our name. We literally just go around zerging and trying to kill stuff and failing completely to play the objective. It's... you know... I don't PvP, so I don't really mind. It's just a bit of fun. I was trying to queue up for Hell's Breach or just anything, and everything took so fucking long. I was like, do you know what? I'm going to have a look at queuing for some PvP, and boom, literally popped almost instantly. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do some PvP just for shits and giggles. So, anyway, that to one side. It does kind of relate to what I want to talk about today, and that is the factions. We have the Alliance and we have the Horde. Is it time, finally, in WoW's life, to put these 2 factions aside and to become something more? Now, I don't want to say merge, and I don't really think a 3rd faction would work in World of Warcraft. I think the 2 factions work. Now, don't panic. I'm not talking about orcs walking around Orgrimmar. Oh, sorry, orcs walking around Orgrimmar? No, we should have that. I'm not talking about orcs walking around Stormwind or, you know, humans jogging around Orgrimmar. The cities would still be race specific, and if an orc walked up to the gates of Stormwind, he would still be shot at by the guards. But I'm talking about in terms of being able to party up, in terms of the quest line, the story, the overall feel and lore of the game. We all know at the end of the day we are all meant to join up as one fighting force against, you know, the coming darkness, and Arian Rin's going to lead us, and all this good stuff. Okay, Mops really did go into detail on this, but it's known anyway. You read the books, anything like that. We're meant to team up. We're meant to be working as one. Now, I will caveat this by saying I don't think raids should be covered by this, because I think raids are a really good tool for the story arc. Now, in thinking of this video and thinking of the topic of merging the Alliance and the Horde, I thought, yeah, but how's that going to work with, say, raids? And I did think that raids are an amazing, or should be an amazing story tool. They're not just a piece of content, they are integral to the story of an expansion and WoW overall. So, I think you should still have Horde and Alliance. I think the story should be more ingrained through it. You should be able to see more from your side, your faction. Why are you going in to do this? What is your motivation? You know, is there something powerful at the end that you want to get to before the Horde or before the Alliance, depending on who you are? You know, is there a vendetta against the end person? What is the reason? What is your goals? And that should be woven into a raid. You know, it should be from your perspective. And I also think, and this is something else I'll cover in a separate video, that LFR should be another facet of that story. So, for instance, you've got, and we've all been there now, we've got Hellfire Citadel. Now, I think the very first boss in there, the one where basically you have to use the cannons to blow the gate open, I don't think that's such an easy boss. I don't think it needs to be there for normal raiding. But that would be great if it was an LFR boss. You know, it's an easy thing to do. It sets the story. But then what you would have is... Oh, no, actually... Okay, I'm making this up on the spot. Literally have it on all difficulties, all levels, LFR, all the way up. But what would happen is, when you blow the gates down, and you were in LFR, you know, 20 orcs or whatever would run up and go... Yeah, if you're Horde, or 20 humans, whatever the mix would be. But NPCs would go, okay, we're going into the main gate, and we're going to go and fight what's in there. Now, they would represent normal raiding and above, so those guys would go in there. The LFR would then be, okay, what we need to do is we need to work our way around the outside of the tower, you know, of the citadel, and work our way up. It would be a completely different set of bosses, completely different structure and raid, but it would complement the story of normal raiding. It would also separate this thing of raiding and LFR and people thinking it's the same thing or not the same thing or whatever. It would separate that. It's going, no, it's another tool for telling the story. If you do LFR, you can see something different. But, you know, it would also... People would be like, well, shit, those 20 guys that run in there, I want to see the story that they do as well. I want to get in on raiding to see that story. I know what you'd say, that, you know, LFR is meant to be a way for people that don't raid to be able to see the story, but, you know, show the story from a different angle in LFR. But anyway, that's not what I was going to talk about. The merging. So I would keep raid separate, as I say, because they're, you know, show another facet of these stories. But I think it would add more depth. I mean, regardless of the issues of, you know, server imbalance, you know, if you've got a horde imbalance or an alliance imbalance, you would be able to team up for 5-mans and that. I still think 5-mans you could merge together and you could go in as a team, and I think that'd be fantastic. It'd be really cool to team up. You could still have things like Ashran, you could still have world PvP, but kind of where do we have that now? Where is that a thing? Where is it that you couldn't say all these times we meet isn't training? You know, if we look at Mr. Pandara, at the end of that, the Alliance turned around and said, if you fuck up Horde, we will crush you. We will come and we will kick your fucking ass if you screw up again. You understand that? We will wipe you off the face of the earth. Then in Ashran, and apologies, I don't do PvP, so I don't entirely know. There might be some perfectly logical story behind it, but from what I've heard, from what I've read, and from what I've seen in Ashran, we're fighting over artifacts. We basically broke our word. If you were looking at it like this is a film, we are killing Alliance players. You know, we are killing Alliance heroes on the field of battle, and they are killing Horde. That's a complete breach of what we talked about in the end of Mr. Pandara, where, you know, we needed to work together. Trust needed to be rebuilt. And think of it this way, from a storytelling mode. Now, you could have, if you were SI7, you could turn around to somebody as a quest and go, okay, we need you to go to Orgrimmar. We have cleared it. Here is your pass to go to Orgrimmar. And we want you to go there, and we need you to arrest or question a particular orc there, an orc NPC. And you do that. You go all the way to Orgrimmar. You go in through the gates. You see Orgrimmar, you know, and you have to talk to this orc, and this orc's like, I ain't fucking going with a load of humans, or whatever race you happen to be that's on Alliance. I'm not going with you. Fuck off. And then it kicks off a whole fight, and you basically have to fight your way out of Orgrimmar, you know, and get out of there. You know, in like a phased version or whatever. But how cool would that be? You could do so much more with the stories, with legendary quest lines, with, you know, it's archaic that we still have these two factions that every single fucking time we fight, you know, it's like, this is it now. These are the story arcs that we have. Horde and Alliance go somewhere, do something, hate each other, fight each other. Worst enemy turns up, they team up, they kill that enemy. Then they look at each other and go, let's not do this again, or I'll kill you. Yeah, don't you do this again, or we'll kill you. Yeah. And a new expansion comes out, and it's like, right, let's do it, let's go. Fuck Alliance, fuck the Horde, let's kill each other. Oh god, there's somebody even bigger that we need to fight. Okay, let's team up again. It doesn't make any sense. I think one of the best story arcs they've done is the bombing of Theramore, and I think that works so well because there was kind of a, you know, Jaina, Thrall. It was an uneasy alliance, and I think it made it more shocking and made it a better storyline when they bombed it, because we were supposedly neutral. You know, there was almost friendship there. They bombed them. It was like, holy shit, that's huge. If they had a bombed Stormwind, you wouldn't have given a fuck. It'd be like, yay, we hate fucking Stormwind. Rah, it's all good. It worked because there was supposed to be an alliance, because of the history we knew about. And or of course, there's always the option of the third faction. Now that's something that has never been explored in WoW terms, and could be a really cool idea. Or an order, by where if you join that order, you can learn the languages of all the races, and, you know, if a human or an orc are part of that order, they're brothers. Now, what do you guys think? Do you think it's time that we got rid of this archaic Horde Alliance system and spread out into new terrain? What do you guys think? Let me know.